Kevin Rath is going to take the National Guard around all the homeless people up and then just put them in some empty malls or some shit. So he's going to find like 80 different spots to identify to where to put them, get 80 spots, identify malls and shit, get the National Guard, round up the homeless people, clean the streets up. There you go, rich people. There you go, middle class. You'll never have to think about the homeless. What will they, is there permanent housing? Are they going to go, where are they going to go? Who gives a shit, right? As long as you got them out of your town, that's all you care about. Kevin Rath has that terrifying, scary fucking National Guard, put them in fucking concentration camps. But you have Angelin. Angelin's plan is to put the homeless in the parks, the national parks, the state parks, local parks, whatever parks. And I want to talk about the Finland model because, I just don't understand why some of these motherfuckers run for office. Why do you run for office? Are you trying to be likable? Are you trying to get people to like you or not? It seems like some of these are just fucking dickhead assholes. They like the publicity, but they can't do the tiniest... I want to brag about Dan Kapilovitz and keep on talking about Dan Kapilovitz, but I feel like Dan Kapilovitz... He seems like a cool, laid-back guy, and he probably has a lot of progressive ideas. He'll be the super legislature, the super Democratic, the super majority will push and prod the governor wherever the fuck they want it to. So really, it's the legislature of California is the one that has all the power, and whoever gets elected is the puppet. So California, who do you want to be the puppet of your state to be? You want Kevin Rath to be the puppet? You want Larry Elder? You want Gavin Newsom to be, really, Jimmy Dore should force the vote on Gavin Newsom, right? You don't get us universal health care? Fuck you. Now we throw you out and we put Dan Kapilovitz in there. And Jimmy Dore could get it done, too, if he gave a shit about the American people or the health of any one of us. So I want to talk about health. This is homelessness, not health care. So the Finland model. The Finland model is, you see, in good old Helsinki, there was two different approaches. They had two different programs side by side. One was more of a staircase approach where they went after the addiction and the mental health, and they tried to say, fix you first, and then you could get a house. The other model was put them in the house first. Automatically, you put them in the house. And then instead of foisting social services upon them, you offer it to them. And if they want it, then, they can get some. So you offer it to them, you don't foist social services, and you give them permanent housing to begin with. And there's two kinds of permanent housing. There's the housing that nobody is living in. So really it's a coordination failure. California protects their bankers. They protect their bankers and the, absentee landlords more than they do their homeless. So the first thing is identify all the empty spots and put them, the homeless people, into them as their housing. Not as, temporary house. That's their housing. You find a mall, what is that? There's enough housing for at least, 20 families, right? So you find a mall, that's the housing. That's not the temporary housing, that is the housing. And then you get them into permanent housing automatically. So they might live in some shanty or some shack automatically, but it'll be okay in the long term. This program was way better in the long term because people were fine and dandy and they could live. And in the long term, it was way better because instead of being, dependent on the social services, instead of trying to work up a staircase approach, right? You got to walk up a ladder. Once you get to the 10th fucking rung, then you'll get the goddamn house. No, you get to live in a house to begin with. And this is revolutionary because, housing, people want to make money off of housing and shit, so corporations and what have you. So it's like, well, you got to make money. No, you just put them in the housing. So when you go ahead and you put all the housing into all these existing structures that are not being used, you may come to find out you don't have enough structures. I heard there's 22 empty houses to every homeless person. Maybe there's more homeless people in California than the rest of the country. You have the lion's share of the homeless people, 160,000 of, America's 600,000. So there's 600,000 homeless people. California has 160,000. So the other part is build housing on fucking parks, right? Put it on public lands. You go ahead, you put them in the existing housing, and if there are no more existing housing, then you begin to construct brand new housing. That's how Finland... So even though Finland, you had COVID, which you see homelessness is rising whenever the economy is bad, with COVID, with any fucking thing. In America, homelessness, kind of fluctuates. In Finland, they don't have any fucking homeless. They might have 10 homeless on any given day. Whereas California has 160,000, and the rest of America has 600,000. So in Finland, you have, let's see, a housing first. They put them in the permanent housing first, and then that was compared to the staircase approach, and the housing first model was just so much fucking better. So that's obvious. I lived in America my whole life. You know what America's never tried to do? Build a fucking shelter. Build homes for the fucking homeless. They don't have goddamn shelter. They need a wall, and another wall, and another wall, and then they need a roof, you fucking pieces of shit. It's the same for everybody. Food, water, clothing, shelter, security. It's one of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is an absolute essential. Housing? What the fuck? It's like, hey, we don't have water. Well, you got to do... No, I don't. No, I don't. Hey, we don't have food. Well, you got... No, up the ladder. Right? No, I don't. No, I don't. My family's under a bridge. Nah, we're going to sleep in this goddamn mall right here. We're going to go ahead and take the mall. Yeah, we're going to live in a fucking mansion. That's what we're going to fucking do. So, yeah, if you don't have shelter, take shelter. If you don't have food and water, take food and water. Those are human needs, human necessities. Motherfuckers that would want to, right? Hey, you better let my ducks drink that water. My kids are going to drink that water first. That's not allowed. Ducks are allowed to drink the water, but my kids can't drink the water? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, man. I had that. Anyways. So that's the Finland model. I don't know if Dan Kapelovitz cares about the Finland model. And then Dan Kapelovitz, you know what else? He has a Finland model for homelessness. What kind of plan does Dan Kapelovitz have? I don't fucking know. He's barely even here. I don't know. He's got a cool-ass job. He's cool position. He's fucking laid back as shit. I wish he would give a shit about this campaign and give a shit about his platform. It seems he's ran before. How come he's so bad at this? He sucks. He is so fucking bad at campaigning. This is the closest that Dan Kapelovitz will ever get to being governor of California. Ever. So, put out a fucking YouTube video or two, motherfucker. Jesus Christ, you're losing thousands of votes every time you don't say a thing or type a thing. Thousands of votes. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday? And then Tuesday? And then what? Wednesday? Thursday? The 14th. So today's the 4th. There's 10 more days left, California. 10 more fucking days left. Jimmy Dore. Forced to vote. Don't vote no on Newsom and vote yes on Kapelovitz or Angeline or John Robert Drake, or you're the socialist. Vote for the commie. Vote for the commie. You got a commie. Do you know that? Hey, California, there's a commie.